WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, and today I'm really going for it. This is a single cask, yay, from Tomatin, yay. This is a Verdejo white wine cask, 366 bottles. This is the so-called selected single cask bottling. So let's open this thing up. So first of all, you go this side, and then it still looks great. You go this way, you pull out the bottle, you close it back up, and you do this. If I close it up the other way, it actually doesn't work. And there's little magnets in there that actually keep everything working. I like that. So it's click, clack. Wonderful little text here on the back about the history of Tomatin. Since 1897, there has been a quiet revolution unfolding in the heart of the Scottish Highlands. High up amongst the smooth, rounded peaks of the Monadillits mountain, there is no room for the rugged and robust. Here, patience, a gentle hand, and a passion for purity rule the day. In this idyllic spot of nature, soft water of the Altna Firth, Burn is of course like creek, is introduced to tender Scottish barley. Later, from the tall, slim copper stills of the Tomatin distilleries, a mellow, fruity spirit is born. Gentle maturation in the cool, stable environment found high above sea level lets the subtle character of this distinctive Highland single malt Scotch whisky emerge. The use of carefully selected casks ensure that the softer character of this precious spirits are never ever overpowered characters. You have heard the myths of this often wild and peaceful place. Now hear the truth. There is a softer side to the Highlands. There is Tomatin. Da da da. Now this is a whiskey.de exclusive. Whiskey Horst. I buy quite a lot of whiskey from him, I must admit, whiskey.de. And this was one of their single casks that they have. So 59.1% ABV, cask number 3385, and I paid €81.90 for this. Now, there was a sister cask at the same time, which I also bought, and I also did a bottle share with both of these together as a set. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon, 299 cask, 59.7%. And this was €3 more, 58 euros 90. The problem is the Cabernet Sauvignon casks were sulfured. There was a sulfur candle used many, many times in this cask, and I just do not like this. So I'm not even going to review this. Now, I must admit, I'm a little bit prejudiced against white wine casks. Up until today, I had never had a white wine cask where I was like, this is yummy. So this is a re-charred white wine cask. Maybe that's the reason. Basically, what we have here is through the recharring, all the white wine is gone, and you basically have just a little bit of residue deep within the staves. And so I think this is basically like a rejuvenated wine cask. So it's not an STR, it's not shaved, it's not toasted and then recharred, it was just recharred. Now, the nose, I get like white chocolate. I get like red goose. I get like red. I get white. I get very light grapes. I get gooseberries. It's like, and it's still not enough, even though it's 59.1%. Hardly any alcohol. Very, very malty. A little bit of vanilla in here. Actually, a bouquet of spring flowers. Beautiful, beautiful nose. On the 5th of June 2009, this spirit was distilled. On the 31st of August 2020, this bottle, it was bottled. So it actually reached the 11-year-old mark. Now, €81 for cask strength, 11-year-old, white wine matured Tomatin is a lot of money, I must admit. This is not going to be one of these whiskeys where I recommend go buy it because it's so cheap and so beautiful. But I am going to recommend to buy it because it's very beautiful. Now, the problem is there's 366 bottles on the website of whiskey.de. They send whiskey to Germany, and they just recently, a few months ago, started sending whiskey to Austria. No place else in the world do they send to. So unless you have a buddy over here in Germany that can actually order whiskey from the whiskey.de, I'm sorry, you're going to actually not get this bottle. Therefore, it's very rare and it's very exotic, and it's a pleasure to introduce you once again to a whiskey you will not be able to buy. Question of the day: what other single malt Scotch whiskies do you know of that have used white wine casks, either as a finish or as a full maturation, which this is, to actually and present it to the world? I don't know many. Nothing actually hits my brain at the moment where it's like, oh, this was a great white wine cask finish. Teeling has a Riesling, which is a white wine, which was okay, but that's not single malt Scotch. 59.1% Solange. This almost doesn't need any water. I do know that if I put a little bit of water in, it actually opens up a little bit more. I'm not talking about a few drops. I'm taking it down to about 55%. And then it just really just blossoms for me. Oh, this is good. A very, very low level alcohol for 59.1% for cask strength, for natural barrel proof, if you like. Non-chilled filter, no color added. And it's like an entire meadow of fresh spring flowers. It's a fruitiness. It's white wine. It's white grapes. It's white gooseberries. It's white. It's white. It's white flowers. I like. Now this is going to be for me a B minus whiskey. It's not a B, it's still a B minus. Well, A is, hey, why haven't you bought it? Which means get off your chair right this moment, go buy it, which I've very, very seldom said. That's like a 95 plus. A B is for me like an 90 plus. So that's really one of those whiskeys, as Scott from the Scotch Test Dummy says, that's one of the really good whiskeys. And this is just borderline really good, but still this is like a 90. And then C is, hey, you can buy it if you want to. Those are everything in the 80s. The D would be for most of the people out there, anything in the 70s and maybe down even the 60s. And my Fs would be like in 50 minus, like a 35. And it's like, ooh, why was it even made? This is a beautiful, beautiful whiskey. I like it. I like it a lot. I'd love to have the comparison whiskey. What would the cask strength at 59.1% in a normal bourbon barrel taste like? I have no idea. I've had so few Tomatins. It's my own fault. I think I own like 5 different bottles over there. Haven't tried them, haven't done any videos about them yet. Checklist for 2021, more Tomatin. It's a good distillery. I know Scott and Bard, they had a handful. They were just absolutely blown away. Best whiskey of the year, I think 2019, whatever it was. Good stuff, good stuff. And they're actually very, very active, motivated, and actually very present on social media. They have their own YouTube channel with Roy. They lock in together. They have the YouTube, they have the Twitter, they have the Instagram. They're very open to interacting with us YouTubers as well, which I think is great. Mm, mm, mm. There's something exotic in there. There's an exotic fruit, like a star fruit. I like this. A lot of vanilla, a little bit of wood, good maltiness, fruitiness, and that white wine really just gives us a nice touch. And with a recharred barrel, right up my alley. Very, very good stuff. 81 euros 90 is not a bargain, but yet I think you're getting a whiskey which is worth its money. I gave it a B minus as my tasting notes, and as my value for money, I'm going to give it a C minus, almost a C. Compared to this, if you are immune to sulfur, I recently learned 65% of the people of the world actually react to sulfur with an allergy. Wrong way around. 35% of the world react to sulfur with an allergy. Hello, it's me as well. And 65% of the people do not have an allergy to sulfur, and therefore they can taste it, or they can enjoy it, or they don't really, it doesn't bother them. I'm one of the minority. Again, I have a lot of allergies, and so also to sulfur, I'm apparently allergic, and I can really detect it. And it just ruined the entire experience. This I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying even the aftertaste, even this wonderful, wonderful feeling, and this fruity sweetness of a springtime meadow in my mouth is really great. This is something I go and like, okay, buy it. Open up in April of 2021 when all the problems of this world hopefully will be less than they are now. And then enjoy this whiskey and just enjoy the springtime moments together. It's a little bit like laundry softener, yeah? Detergent, laundry softener is a good word. Has a little bit of that fresh spring feeling to it. Thank you very much for watching. Whiskey Jason here. My question of the day was and is, do you know of any good white wine cask maturations or finishings that you can recommend, either from the Scotch world, or from someplace else, either from Ireland or from other places in the world? Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell others about this crazy guy over in Europe tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, usually something you'll never have. Today there was no comparison whiskey because I don't have anything with a white wine finish. It's not something I like, and therefore that's the way things are. All right, all the best. See you soon. Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.